Now, various business owners and artists here in Kigali are being given an opportunity to showcase their products and produce at the Kigali Farmers Market and Artisan, and also impact on their community. Join me as we look deeper into this story. My name is Dana Iriza. Let's have a look at our top stories. On our first story, we'll be looking at the role that literature-related businesses is playing to enhance the reading culture in Rwanda. Kigali Farmers Market and Artisan holds another event to promote small businesses within Rwandan communities. Lastly, on the market trend segment, we'll be looking at the Consumer Price Index for the month of May 2018. The Rwandan Ministry of Education has put enough emphasis on the need for developing the culture of reading in Rwanda for many years now. For instance, by setting up reading hours, library hours on school timetables, and also including visiting the libraries where learners choose what they want to read. This is being done to improve on Rwandans' quality of education, but also create a generation of Rwandans who are free and creative thinkers. Business Digest got to visit a few of other sectors and organizations that are playing their part and contributing to what the Ministry of Education is attempting to accomplish. Bookstores and organizations are playing a big role in helping readers to develop and maintain a positive attitude towards learning and literacy. We got to have a chat with Dominique Anonga, the founder and CEO of Imagine Rwanda and author of books such as The ABCs of Rwanda, to shed some light on this topic.
Imagine We is a social enterprise. We founded Imagine We on the 5th of Jan 2015. So it's about three years and a few months. We're about to turn 4 next year, which is a really good thing. We started it with a vision to improve the literacy rates and readers' self-esteem in Rwanda. One of the things that the original projects that we had was to establish libraries in different schools and organizations that worked with underprivileged children. And then we kind of branched out and opened up a publishing house where we train and release stories by local authors. And then the third thing, which is the newest product that we have, is this space. And this space is a hub. It's a workspace for young entrepreneurs, young startups, and we're hosting, at a maximum we host about 6, and currently I think we are at 5. A cafe, 2 communication companies, a tech company, ourselves were also hosted here, and a consulting firm as well. We have different ways of impact. I think one of the biggest ways is just giving a voice to young authors. People who have talent now have a way to have a future with that, generate funds through that, pay bills through that, travel. Our newest author, which is Karen Wijingo, has been able to do most of East Africa based on her book, and her book funded those trips. And she can start a business on the side if she wants with the funds, giving such a secure future to young authors. The second thing is we're changing the image of Rwanda. From the time we started, the kind of books we had were mainly genocide books. And when people from abroad get those books, they reinforce that image that Rwanda is still a violent country and stuff like that. So bringing new stories, love stories, comedy, and all these different things in books is maintaining a beautiful story of Rwanda for the long run.
Various publishers across the country have shared the challenges they face in the book business, such as lack of market for the books. The market challenges have been cited as contributing in discouraging most local writers and editors from emerging in the industry, hence lack of quality local content to suit the needs of the upcoming reading audience.
Une journée, ça dépend, ça peut passer 2 journées sans que personne arrive, mais il peut y avoir des jours où 10 à 20 personnes ou même plus arrivent. Et puis ça ne dépend pas de combien de personnes. Pour nous, ça dépend combien de livres il a acheté. Donc on peut vendre des livres, beaucoup de livres en une journée, comme on peut vendre un livre ou ne vendre rien. Oui. Au moment, donc pour Bakame Édition a 10 employés, 10. Donc dans ces 10 employés, il y a 5 qui sont vraiment simplement pour faire les livres. Donc nous recevons des textes, des écrivains qui nous amènent des textes. Avec ces textes, nous travaillons, nous les éditons et nous faisons les livres que vous voyez ici. Pas l'habitude de trouver le livre comme quelque chose de très important. Sauf ceux qui connaissent, oui, ils disent que c'est vraiment très important, mais ceux qui ne connaissent pas, l'importance du livre, disons, dans l'éducation, dans la vie quotidienne, parce que même, ce n'est pas simplement pour s'éduquer, pour savoir beaucoup. Le livre, ça fait plaisir aussi.
Kigali Farmers and Artisan Market, a forum that has been held at different locations in Kigali since June 2017, brings local farmers and artisans together to interact with fellow community members as they sell their farm products, art and craft pieces, while also maximizing their reach to the community. This event aims at solving business issues such as consumers not getting quality products, be it farm products or manufactured products, especially with SMEs and home industries. Kigali Farmers and Artisan Market bridges a gap between these consumers and manufacturers. Business Digest got to visit the exhibition ground to give the exhibitors an opportunity to share their experiences at this event, followed by a few remarks from the event organizer and founder, Florence Machine.
I moved here, you could see the opportunities, so I decided to give it a try. And it's been an interesting journey. It's a learning curve, I can say, but there's been a lot of support in terms of the structures that are available to make this work, and everything is pretty straightforward in terms of what's required of you from a regulatory perspective. So yeah, and the market is kind of open for anything as long as you give it a try and you invest in it. Yeah. Been a part of the event since the very start. So we were one of the first vendors when this started. So we've been doing this every month. It's a good opportunity to have that face time with your customers and have people ask you questions about the products and tell people more about what you do.
Today I'm at the farmers market selling t-shirts and tickets to the Akazi party. So the Ubuntu Arts Festival is an international festival going into its 4th year that takes place at the Kigali Genocide Memorial Amphitheater. And the festival brings performers from around the world to speak together about the issues facing humanity. There's no unifying language or region or color, so the festival is just very inclusive and open to everyone. The farmers market is this great opportunity for me to meet many people here and to share about the festival. The festival is pretty widely known, but I think that at this event we'd be able to sell some shirts to raise some money and to get some people who didn't know about the festival to be able to come next weekend. It's really amazing to be part of it right now because it's really growing. You can see so much work in the visual arts that's happening in all the art galleries over in Kachiru. I work for Masharika Performing Arts and Media Company, and Hope Azeta's been creating theater since 1997, and so art's always been here. And I can see in the past 3 years, just watching, that it's definitely becoming more known and more supported.
Certain group of people who don't get the concept of a market, because in their mind when they think market, they're thinking of the local market, whereas the kind of concept I'm talking about here is where you can come, it's supposed to be a family event, you can be able to relax, you can do shopping, and also support the local community. So that is still a bit of a challenge. The other is also getting quality vendors. I do get the vendors that, sometimes I have those regular, but when you're getting in the vendors the first time, sometimes it's tough to get them to understand the benefit of them being able to come and sell in a platform like this one. So I would say those are the major two problems, issues that I'm still trying to overcome. I was working with a lot of farmers and a lot of artisans who are having a really hard time getting their product to the right people. And the few that were being able to get their product, they were really, they had to deal with middlemen who were not giving them the best prices, not really caring about the growth of their business. And I used to help some of the farmers here and there to get their products to different hotels and restaurants. And before I knew it, I was getting like phone calls from different farmers, different artisans to help them, get their product to people. And so I started off, with 8 vendors where we just went to a small restaurant and set it up and let people know that this was happening. That first market, we had like 50 people showing up. And right now we have anywhere between 50 and 60 vendors per month, with over 250 to 300 people coming in an afternoon. To get the vendors, many of them has been through word of mouth, because you'll find that if I help 10 people, the same 10 people are probably working with another 10 people. So a lot of it has been word of mouth. I also do a lot of research. In between market days, I'm constantly on social media, on the internet, always looking for vendors who are looking for a platform. I also use a lot of the government agencies, so sometimes I could go through RDB or different ministries like Ministry of Agriculture. They have also been quite helpful in trying to connect me to the right people. So there are different avenues that I would use to get, especially if I'm looking for something specific. Yeah.
With the inclusion of various payments such as banks transactions, motor fares, paying parking fees, the mobile money ecosystem has massively expanded. This kind of expansion, government services are being given to telecom subscribers and get immediate response. Rwanda Utilities Regulatory Authority report shows that mobile money transactions increased by 73.3% from 168,612,445 in 2016 to 291,901,031 in 2017. Transaction value increased from 1,093,497 Rwandan francs to 2,176,936 Rwandan francs, which represents 99.8% increase in the same period of year. The Global System for Mobile Communications Conference, taking place in Kigali at the Kigali Convention Center, will bring together policymakers, telecom investors, exhibitors, Women for Tech programs, to mention but a few, to discuss on groundbreaking ideas that should mold and build the telecom and mobile money ecosystem. Business Digest got to have a quick word with Akinwale Goodluck, the head of GSMA Sub-Saharan Africa, to give us an insight of what to expect from the event. Joining us now is Akinwale Goodluck, the head of GSMA for Africa, and he's here and he's going to shed some light on today's topic. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and taking the time to have this interview with us.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so the GSMA conference was held last year in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. This year it's being held in Kigali, Rwanda. Why did you choose Rwanda this year?
Well, we held it twice in Dar es Salaam, and then thought that we should also look at alternative venues in Africa, and Rwanda was an excellent choice. Rwanda was chosen, one, because of the enabling environment in Rwanda. We have seen Rwanda become the champion of technology and digital empowerment in sub-Saharan Africa. The facilities are very nice in Rwanda. The people are very nice in Rwanda, and we're happy to be in Rwanda.
Great. So the conference starts tomorrow, the 17th of July. It's going to end on the 19th. What are your expectations from this conference? What do you expect to get out of it?
Well, first of all, we're hoping that we can get the right conversations going on the continent. We have policymakers here, we have regulators, we have operators, we have original equipment manufacturers, we have academia, we have young people, and we will be talking about a lot of things that will determine the future and the direction we want to go for the industry in sub-Saharan Africa.
All right, so do you mind sharing with us a few of the measures that GSMA has come up with to improve on the accessibility for mobile money when it comes to in rural areas in Africa?
Okay, in terms of accessibility, this is a big concern for the GSMA, and at the GSMA we're very strong in terms of connecting everybody and everything to a better future. That is the industry purpose for us at the GSMA. So we are working with governments, with regulators, with policymakers, and of course with member operators in terms of infrastructure economics and getting it right so that we can reduce the operating and capital cost of taking services to the rural areas.
So when you look at countries like Uganda, there is this tendency of implying taxations when it comes to mobile money and social media. How would you address that, and what are the measures you're coming up to solve that?
I think that there's a lot of engagement going on between several stakeholders, and the GSMA is one of those stakeholders. We are talking with the authorities in Uganda and indeed in other African countries that may be so minded to go the way of Uganda. The thrust of the engagement is that some of this in quotes punitive taxes will not endure well for the adoption of internet in sub-Saharan Africa, and also in terms of bridging the divide in terms of financial inclusion.
The urban CPI will be the focus of the publication, as it is the headline index for the monetary policy purposes. Looking into the urban index, the urban CPI increased by 3.0% on an annual basis and increased by 1.1% on a monthly basis. The annual average rate between May 2018 and May 2017 is 2.4%. Looking into the rural index, the rural CPI increased by 0.9% on an annual basis and increased by 0.8% on a monthly basis. And the overall Rwanda index, the Rwanda CPI increased by 1.8% on an annual basis and increased by 0.9% on a monthly basis. The Urban Consumer Price Index is calculated based on approximately 1,622 products in 12 urban centers of Rwanda. The urban CPI increased by 3.0% in May 2018 compared to the same month of the previous year. This is mainly due to the rising prices of food and non-alcoholic beverages, 1.5%, housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels, 5.3%, and transport, 8.1%. The monthly CPI increased by 1.1% in May 2018. This is mainly due to food and non-alcoholic beverages, 2.3%, housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels, 1.6%. The underlying inflation rate, excluding fresh food and energy, increased by 0.1% compared to April 2018 and increased by 1.8% when compared to May 2017.
As we wrap up today's show, do join me again next week as we look into something new, the role that knitting business is playing in support of breast cancer survivors. Thank you for watching. My name is Dana Iriza. Weekly Business Tips is up next.